Me and you both, I'm telling you. Um, we, it's just, I know some of this stuff just wears you guys out and all, and I won't keep you on here too long tonight. I just want to go over, um, just the layout of the course and how it's going to work, introduce myself, let you know I'm always available. I was certainly hoping by this time that, we could start looking at getting back into the campus and getting into our labs and doing a lot of hands-on stuff. And maybe I'm just hoping, we'll see how things go, but maybe toward the end of the semester, we might be able to do that some. Um, so we'll just have to see how it goes. We've got a pretty good course laid out for you. I'll tell you a little bit about ELC 131 in general. It's a lot of material, and it goes pretty fast. And so it's not the kind of class you want to get behind in. Try to keep up with it and try to go along with the ways that the course is laid out in the specific weeks as we go through, and that will be helpful. And then the other thing I want to point out to you too is there's it's not a calculus based class or anything like that, but it's let me see if I need to admit somebody here. Sorry. Not that it's, a calculus based class or anything like that, but it does have some prerequisite math that you need to be able to do. And one of the first things, and we'll talk about this in particular in just a little bit, is I want to show you what those particular math skills are. And, maybe you've been out of school for a while, right? And, you forgot, how to work with, exponents or engineering notation or, as we get into AC electricity, maybe you've forgotten about, imaginary numbers, all that sort of thing. So I want to prep you for that stuff and make sure that you know what's expected. And if you've had it before, it's a lot easier to learn it again. And, or maybe, you're in a math class now. And we'll talk about those particulars as well. But before I get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen with our Blackboard course and walk through it with you, make sure that you understand that. But does anybody have any questions before we get going with this? Some people were asking me earlier about this meeting, and I'm trying not to use the buzz phrases that they use in education, like synchronous meeting, which this is supposed to be a synchronous meeting. I just say, we're online live going through things. But, we have an option. As far as I'm concerned, we can do this Monday or Wednesday. And what I'll do is I'll sort of get a survey out to everyone and you guys look at it. And if Monday works better for you, we'll do Monday. If Wednesday's good, we'll do Wednesday. If none of the above are good, and I know that happens, sometimes you just can't make, an in-person class, I'll record this and make it available to you. So, we want to be as accommodating as we can here as we work through this. All right. So anybody jump in at any time, and I will go ahead now. I'm going to try to share the screen and walk you through the Blackboard, and then make sure that you guys are seeing this. So are you seeing the Blackboard shell now? Okay. All right. So, it's actually not my original shell. It actually comes from, I have cats that enter and re-enter my room here. It's actually, Carol Davis designed this originally, and I've taught this class many times, but her organization is really good, and so I'm using that. Now, one thing I will point out to you as you look at this, make sure if you get a notice and it's for ELC 131, make sure it's our class. which is designated as N805. Okay, so that's your section. If you see something from 801, that's Carol's section, and you're welcome to look at it or do whatever. But for the most part, you won't be involved in that. So you may see when I open up some of these things that I have forgotten to change the course section, but I'm working through that and trying to get that all changed so that you don't have to worry about that. But it starts out with the welcome, and I'm not going to read this at you. That's the worst part of doing this stuff online. The idea here is to just show you everything. But here's the welcome and the different sections of this course. We'll see. I've had some trouble with WebEx getting things to sync and all at home and to run. And so I'll work on that a little bit more. I don't have any problem when I'm at campus doing that. So, we'll use one or the other. We'll use Zoom or WebEx. And then there's some general information about working online. And Carol's done a really good job in sort of, walking us through that and what's the best approach. One of the first things I guess that you want to look at with any course is to look at the syllabus. And the syllabus is attached here, and I think I've got that updated now to where we can see that. For you guys, sometimes I think the main thing you want to see here is what the due dates are and how much the different parts of the course count for how much, right? But here's all contact information. The office hours. Seriously, guys, anytime you want to get in touch with me with this online environment, just let me know. Just shoot me an email or whatever, and we'll talk. We'll go through whatever you need to know. Here's the class. It's Circuit Analysis 1. Again, I'll do a survey if Monday or Wednesday works better. For everybody, we'll make that determination. You have a co-requisite, and really everybody should be doing the 171 math now, especially if you have the idea of going on to UNCC. That's a better stepping stone for you. This 121, some of you, if you've been here a long time ago, you may have taken that class, but 171 is the way to go. This is a 4 credit hour course. There's 6 contact hours. The textbook is here. Now I'll say this sort of, offline, the company line is, you go to the bookstore and you buy the book. Okay. Well, I have been a student before, and I know that you have lots of options. Seriously, I don't care how you get the book, what sort of book you have, if you rent the book or whatever. Just have this textbook. The Volstead text, it is the best book of its type. And any school that's using this Volstead Introductory Circuit Analysis, they have a little higher rigor in their program. It's not the easiest textbook, but it is a comprehensive circuit analysis text, and you can use it again in 133. I use it in machines. I use it in a lot of different things. It is an excellent textbook. And anytime you see a book, a text, and it has been through 13 editions, then that means that's a successful book. And this one is in its 13th edition. If money is an object, and who's it not an object for, right? There's other editions available, and you can get through the class with it fine. The only thing is when we're going through things or I'm referencing something, I'll reference page numbers out of 13th edition, problem numbers, that kind of stuff. But at the same time, if you looked at the difference between the 12th and the 13th, there's not that much. There's some changes and all, but you guys make that determination. But I will tell you, especially if you're going to be in this field and, you're, this is where you're going to be. This is a good book to have, and it's a good book to keep for a reference later. You'll see that come up. This lab kit, don't try to go out and buy this lab kit. This is a new thing to me. This is a new thing for this course. I want to sit on this a little bit and see if this is something we're going to do. All right, so just table that. Blackboard, WebEx Teams, Multisim. same thing too. I'll do a separate video on multisim, and we'll go through that. The best thing for you guys to do is we can offer you multisim free through our CPCC cloud, and I'll walk you through a way to do that, you know, next week or another time. We don't need it quite yet this week. There's a trial version you can buy and all this, but it is a wonderful circuit simulation software. If you're in circuit design, you're doing it professionally, that is what you use. It is the be all end all in terms of circuit virtualization of circuits, that sort of thing. We recommend a TI-84 calculator. You know, again, that's up to you guys. You know, it has all the functionality that you need. You know, of course, 89 and all that is fine. You know, just but you know, that's sort of the basic calculator that gets everything done. The first thing that you need to do, and I'm going to have to talk fast because Zoom limits me to 40 minutes. So this will not be longer than 40 minutes. There's a enrollment verification activity. And this is what you need. I need you to do this. And believe me, I know this Ethics 101, cheating, plagiarism, and diversity. Now that gets you all excited, right? But it's a ABET requirement. ABET is the Engineering Accreditation Society. Central Piedmont is one of 3 community colleges in the state of North Carolina that still goes through ABET accreditation. So it's kind of the thing that's going to officially get you into the class, okay? And so go through it. It doesn't take you that long. And when you do that, it records your grade in Blackboard, and then you're officially in the course, okay? Now, the rest of this, I won't read it at you, but you know, there's some ideas about how to be successful and how to schedule your time and, you know, so forth and so on. The grading policy, the exams are 50, the labs are 25, quizzes, homework, and all that are 25. And then it's 90 to 100 is an A, and so forth and so on. All this stuff, I don't think I've even ever read, but tentative course schedule, this is what we're going to try to work off of. And we'll just hope that we can keep up with this and get all this done. We're actually going chapter 1, chapter 3 to get started. So, you know, sort of that way. All right, so going fast, and interrupt me anytime you want to. But so this section, it's just a little section about, you know, using WebEx, which I'm not even sure we're going to. This is a section about working online and some ideas about how to do this. Please read this. And then what I'd like for you to do is do go on here and make sure that you can access the CPCC cloud. Because that is, we have a lot of software for you guys that's free, from AutoCAD to Multisim to whatever. And you can access that via the cloud. So you watch this, and then next time we're together, I'll go into some particulars about, you know, what we're going to do with that. Let's see, this is me. I've been here about 13 years. I'm a professional engineer for years. I was traveling all over the place. I just needed to quit traveling. And I came over to CPCC, and I was planning on staying maybe a year or two. And I've been here 13 years now. And so NC State grad, also UNCC grad. But so that's me. Email is probably the best way to get in touch, you know, since we're online. All right, now to get to the meat of this thing, coursework. This is where you guys are going to focus everything. Here's that enrollment course that you need to go through. And then you go to week 1. And this is all the things that you need to do in week 1. Now we're doing this one. Now I added a 1A today, and I'll show you that in just a second. But you know, we'll do this. We'll determine whether we're going to do it on Monday or Wednesday. And then as you go through this, let me skip over this. You know, this is really good. There's Carol's son being an actor, which I thought he did a really good job. He was acting like he was a student, but he is a student, so it's pretty easy. Here's one introduction that is really good that Carol's developed and produced. She has a very, she's very well organized, and her voice is more pleasant than mine. So you'll probably enjoy her videos more than mine. The other thing that's really important to get us going is to make sure that you're comfortable with powers of 10, scientific notation, engineering notation. Make sure you go through those, okay? Then what I want you to do, and I added this today, and when I teach this class and we're in person, I would go through this math review thing. And since we're not in person this time, what I want you to do is this. Okay, so what I've done, I'll put a math review quiz here. And I'm going to turn it on. If it's not on, I want to make sure that I have it on for you guys now. Make it available to the students, which I have done. Since now you should be able to see this now. Okay. Now what this is a prerequisite math knowledge quiz that I want you to take. I want you to do it with a TI-84 plus calculator. I want you to take the quiz like you were doing just try to do your best job on it. Don't try to go back and look something up. Just go through it and work the problems, as they come, and then put your answers down. And then at the end of it, you're going to get a score. Okay. Now, all I want to do is record that you did this. You'll get a raw score, but when you complete the quiz, whether you make 100 or you make 50, you're going to get 100 for having done it. Okay, so it's just a completion thing. Now, what I want you to do with it is if you made, say, like less than 80%, then let's talk about the particular areas where you had some problems. And I've got some really good remediation places here that we can go back and fix some of these things that you might have problems with. And so, go through this process and go through that quiz. Then like I said, once you get your score, if you're really bad in some areas, let's fix those gaps before you go on. Because, as you go further and further in this world, those things that you lack with math are going to come back and haunt you. So at some point you just need to come in here and fix those things, make sure that you can do them. When we get into AC, there'll be, logarithms and some other stuff that, I remember going back to school, and, you forget all that stuff. So we want to fix those. Don't look at it as punitive. It's just an opportunity, excuse me, to fix some of these gaps, identify them, and go from there. So again, you'll take it. The quiz will look like this. It says 40 minutes on the quiz. Okay. So what it will look like, we'll lay it all out here initially. And so the value of 100 megawatts is equal to what? Okay. So you just want to check the answer and then, submit it. And then at the end of all this, you'll have a score. And what we're trying to do again is just determine if you've got any specific gaps that we need to fix. Okay. And then here's some help, how learning happens, those 2 videos. And then the last thing that you need to do this week is to go through this module 2 on resistance. If you get some pop-up blocks, I think these things will pretty much roll with just going ahead and doing it. So now Carol and I, we worked through these, we developed these several years ago. They're really pretty good, if I say so myself. And they will get you started with some of these topics that we're working through. And then so, you'll go through module 2. Then once you go through this module 2, there's a quiz to go with that. And then after that, there's a section on calculating resistance of a wire, reading color codes on resistors. And then finally, there's one other quiz that's associated with that. Okay, so that's really what we need you to do this week in terms of getting started with this. I've got one video I worked on it today. I didn't get quite finished with it, and I'm going to help you on something called circular mills. I know if you've ever heard of somebody like an electrician or something, he talks about 18 gauge wire, 16 gauge wire, or double alt wire. I want you to understand exactly what a circular mill is. It's sort of unique to our world of electricity. And so I want to show you, it's just this odd thing where you measure the diameter of a wire in thousandths of an inch and you square it, and that's called a circular mill. And it's just this odd, unique electricity thing. And sometimes it causes much grief for students. And I just want to walk you through there. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just different and weird. So anyway, that is it, guys. That's what I want you to do for this week. And then what I'll also do is I'll do another sort of summary on everything deliverables for this week, so that you'll make sure that you're keeping up with this. I don't have, well, let's see, your grades, if it's not laid out correctly, I'm going to make sure these are in order that you need to do them. So I'll go back and fix these to make sure that everything is coming up as you need it. Okay. Now, one other thing I'll do, and I know nobody likes to talk online. I've learned that through the years. But any questions on the Blackboard form? I'm going to leave it. If any questions on that, anything you're not sure of? Okay.
So the only two things that we have to do for this week are the practice test and the EVA.
Well, actually, it's more than that. It'll be the math review, right? And then at module 2, you'll go through that, and then there's a post quiz there. And then there's, after you go through these 2 videos, there's a little quiz here for chapter 1 and 3. So, actually it's a good bit of stuff there. And, I'm not going to, let's not put a firm due date on it yet. We'll say maybe a week from today, but I'll finalize that later on when I have time to go through all this. Does that answer your question? We good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody else with the Blackboard? Any other questions on anything?
Are the due date be a week from where we have it, or how does that?
Generally, then that will be the case. But like I said, I'm going to go through. I'm going to kind of say the class is starting today, okay? And then I'll some of the dates may be like this Monday coming up, but I'm going to put it out till Wednesday of this week. I'll go through and change all those. So we kind of say it starts today, all right? And then by next week we'll know we'll know what's going on in our country, and if we're still around. No, I'm just kidding. But anyway, a week from today it'll be interesting, won't it, guys? We've been through a lot. Good Lord, I just want some peace. I'm close to being able to get my vaccination because I'm an educator, and so we're designated 1B. So I'm looking forward to that. And once I get that, and I get the second one, I don't have any problem with us coming in and doing some lab work in person and all that sort of thing. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But the other thing I was going to tell you, I'm going to send out an email, and I just want to get a little information about who you are and where you might be working. Some of you guys have some neat jobs, what you're looking to do, and what your goals are. One of the things that I have taken as one of my proudest things in this job, and I really enjoy this job, is I like to help you guys get jobs in this field. That is one of my primary missions, and I want to make sure that I'm able to help you do that. And I hate that we're not in person right now, but this is just the first class, and we'll have many opportunities to get together and get to know each other. And I've got a lot of really good connections in the industry, and we're going to find you a good job that you enjoy and that you can make a lot of money in. And that's one thing that I really like to do. You're in the right place. You know, it's just, there's so many opportunities for you guys in this field. I mean, you really just have to kind of decide what it is that you want to do. I've got a lot of good suggestions for you and certifications. We got to know a lot of different things these days. You know, we got to be able to play in a lot of different fields. You know, we used to be sort of really specialize in one sort of unique area, and that was your thing. But these days, you need to know a little electrical. You got to do some programming. Hate programming. Maybe it's good to have a little mechanical. You know, we need to have a little bit of all this stuff. It really helps us as we go out here to get out there in the work world. But anyway, I don't want to keep you guys on here any longer. I'll stay here all night and take your questions. And but that is really all I wanted to try to accomplish tonight. Anybody have any questions? Anything? Everybody good? Happy? Good.
Where's the place where we're going to talk about like where are we going to be writing our name, our program, course, and interesting facts about ourselves? Is that going to be in the discussion?
I'm sorry. Run that by me one more time. I'm sorry. Let me do
for
that.
number 2, it says.
Okay, go ahead.
For number 2, it says that we're gonna introduce ourselves and like write our name and program and like interesting facts about ourselves. Are we writing that inside the discussion?
I'm going to do that separately. I'm going to shoot everybody an email and just have you respond to me. And
all right, sounds good.
Normally I do that in class. You know, we hand out a paper and you fill it out and we fill it in, and I get to know you a little bit that way. So, but we'll do it via email.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Anybody else? Everybody good? Don't be a stranger. If you have a question, you're working something, you're having trouble with it, don't waste your time, in terms of just, working it. Shoot me an email. I want to help you. Okay. And we'll get through these things. Any questions that you have at any time, we'll get it worked out and get all this stuff done. Sound good? Everybody good? Oh, wait, there's the thumb. Everybody's good. All right, I'm going to record this, and if anybody needs it that wasn't here, I mean, who would need this really? But anyway, I'll have it available to you, and I'll try to do that for every one of these, and we'll go from there. Thank you for showing up here tonight, and I'll be in touch. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.